So we are moving to topic 16, which is translation and vectors and translation. So the complex there is the learner understands the nature of vector, manipulate and represent them in order to define the translation. So that's our translation. So the learning outcomes, there are 4. So you can see if the activity set is going to capture all the 4 learning outcomes. If it cannot, then it means that we have to set another that is going to capture the remaining ones. So here, our problem here is a factory. A robot navigates a 2D grid using translation vector. Its position vector, its initial position is A. The robot makes 2 movements. So, movement 1, so they're telling us to make 2 movements. So, movement 1, it's using a translation T1, which we can write as a position vector 5, -3. Then movement 2 is using the second translation, which is -3, 4. Then they are giving us the final position. The final position, which is 4, 5. Now they want us to figure out the robot's path, and then we determine the initial position of the robot before any movements. Now, we all know that the translation plus the object will give us the what? The image. That is obvious. Now, if you want to see more about translations, please visit the playlist. You will see them in details. Now, it means that this translation plus the object, which we don't know, gave us this position. So meaning, if I get T2 plus the object which I'm looking for, which I don't know, I'll get this image here. Now, what is my T2? My T2 was plus the object I'm looking for, that we gave this translation to give us this for 5. So clearly here, I make all the subject. So my object will be now, I take this to the other side, so I get minus now, -3, 4. So now my object is equaling to, so 4 minus minus, get 7, then 5 minus 4, I get 1. So meaning, the position before this was this, that when we give it this translation, we come to this. So this is now the second movement position. Position. So after this, before this transition, the position was this position. Before movement 2 was 7,1. So now we want the position before movement 1. Still we use now our T1 plus O equals to the image. Okay, now T1 was given there as 5, -3 plus the object we are looking for. Then our image now, this now the image, because this was the position before translation 2. So meaning this is now our image. So 7, 1. Now I'm looking for the object before. So when I do this to this object, I'll get this. Now I'm looking for this. So my O now will be minus. Now I take this side, 5, -3. So my object now will be 7 minus 5, which is 2. 1 minus that to get a 4. So meaning, now before translation, before the first movement, our object was this. So meaning, therefore, the initial position of the robot was 2, 4, writing this as a point from the column or from the position vector of our object. So meaning our robot starts at this position, then when you give it this translation 1, you come to this position, and when you give this translation 2, you come to our final position 4, 5. So our robot was initially at this. So that's how we do that. Let us move to the third topic.